They are finally happy in Happy Valley. I saw the headline yesterday afternoon as I was watching NFL Red Zone. Penn State has fired James Franklin. Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes. When I saw the headline yesterday, I was somewhat surprised by it. I don't follow Penn State closely because I don't give a shit about the Cowardly Lions. Obviously, I knew they had an embarrassing loss against a winless UCLA team, but from a national perspective, Penn State seemed to be okay under James Franklin. They weren't great, but they were okay. They made the playoffs last season. They lost in the semifinal to Notre Dame. In his 11 seasons, James Franklin was 101-42, double-digit wins the past 3 years. It seemed like James Franklin had restored the program to some level of prominence after the disastrous scandals with Joe Paterno and I think the dude's name was Jerry Sandusky. But once I looked into it further, it made sense as to why James Franklin was fired. It also made sense as to why they refer to James Franklin as Big Game James in Happy Valley. The 3-3 start to this season, that was just the spark that lit the flaming ass fire. James Franklin was fired because he couldn't win the games that actually mattered. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. On average, James Franklin finished each season at Penn State with a 9-3 record. Like I said, not great, but on the surface, it's definitely not bad. With 3 straight seasons winning double-digit games, Penn State was expected to compete for the national title this season. Going into the season, they were ranked number 2, which once again shows how absolutely useless preseason rankings are. But the problems this season have been the same problems throughout the James Franklin era. Big Game James can't win big games. Throughout his tenure at Penn State, James Franklin was 3-17 against Michigan and Ohio State. He's 1-18 against the top 10 teams in the Big Ten. James Franklin was 1-15 against top 5 teams since 2016. He is the first coach to lose consecutive games as a 20-point favorite. The thing about James Franklin, he is one hell of a recruiter. According to Dan Zakshesky, sorry, dude, I have no idea how to pronounce your last name. According to Danny Z at Outkick, who is a graduate of Penn State and has met James Franklin several times while working at ESPN, James Franklin is a very smooth talker, very good with words. He's personable. He can make you feel important, which is advantageous when you're recruiting young players. The problem with James Franklin, recruiting is only half the battle. There's no denying the fact that Penn State is loaded with talent, which is why his overall record is somewhat impressive. Talent can win you a lot of games. Talent can beat Illinois. Talent can get you wins against the Islamic Republic of Minnesota. Talent can get you an undefeated record against Boodle Tech. But elite coaching is what it takes to beat teams like Notre Dame, Michigan, Ohio State. When it comes to X's and O's, when it comes to devising a game plan, James Franklin struggled. You will never see James Franklin coaching in the NFL. On paper, every NFL team is equal in terms of talent. It's the responsibility of the head coach to maximize the talent of his players. It's his responsibility to devise schemes, devise plays that give them the opportunity to thrive, succeed. Clearly, James Franklin struggles to do that. You know, before every game, James Franklin gave the same message to his team. It always starts with "I love you," and it always ends with "I love you." Is it any wonder? Is it any wonder why he can't win big games? How do you expect players to be fired up? How do you expect players to be ready to kick ass when you're singing Barney to them before the game? You know, in my 40 years or my 30 or so years of watching football, I have watched a lot of games. I have seen teams win with heart. I have seen teams win with coaching. I have seen championships won on pure determination. I have seen underdog teams shock the world and beat an opponent that was previously seemed to be unbeatable. I have seen a lot of teams win in a lot of different ways. But you know how many football games I have seen that were won with love? Zero. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the main channel.